Buckeye Nation. Welcome everybody to the OHIO Game Day call-in show. Guys, I am your host, the Wildman, Chris Wilds, and hey, it's game day. The Scarlet and Gray are on the road today, headed to Champaign, Illinois to take on the number 17 Fighting Illini. And let me tell you something. This place has kind of been a house of horrors at times in the past for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But you know what? We're going to get to that in just a minute. Before we dive into today's topic, you know the drill. Please like, subscribe, and share this and every one of our podcasts with all of your friends who bleed scarlet and gray. Spread the gospel of Buckeye football throughout Buckeye Nation today, guys. And hey, don't forget to check out our brand new Patreon channel. For as little as $5 a month, that's right, $5 measly dollars, the price of a lukewarm stadium hot dog, actually less, you get exclusive access to our message board, Vader's Inside blogs, all kinds of premium content that you won't find anywhere else. Oh, and this is a big one, folks. We've added now our live game day watch parties with video. That's right. You can tune out the boring announcers who couldn't tell the difference between Archie Griffin and Archie Comics and instead watch the game with us. The OHIO podcast crew calls the action live in real time with all the passion, sarcasm, and scarlet and gray insanity you can handle. And just a friendly reminder, the OHIO podcast is the official podcast of the College Huddle. Step on over to thecollegehuddle.com where you'll find us and over 85 of our closest friends covering everything in the college football universe. If it's happening in college football, it's happening on the College Huddle. Yeah, Corey, you and I are doing the game today. That's right. Now, before we dive into the game full throttle, though, I think I owe you guys a quick update. I did promise a video this week, my long-awaited breakdown of my dislike for one Marcus Freeman. Yeah, I said it, but unfortunately, due to some health issues this last week, I was unable to drop that video. So before anybody lights up the phone lines to ask about it, no, I am not going to address this today. Today is all about game day. So I won't be addressing Marcus Freeman, but do not worry. Buckeye Nation, I promise you, that video is dropping very soon, exclusively on Patreon. We'll air it out, we'll hash it out, and I'll say everything Notre Dame fans don't want to hear. So keep your notifications on for that one. Now, let's talk about today. Guys, the Buckeyes have a little game this afternoon in Champaign. Maybe you've heard about it. Ohio State, Illinois, top 20 matchup. And folks, this one to many people has trap game written all over it. Illinois is sneaky good in most of the season, but I'll tell you what, had a big setback versus Indiana. They got a big old offensive line, a little bit of a salty defense, and a fan base that treats visitors from the Buckeye States like they're trash. So I got to ask, are the Buckeyes going to stay undefeated today? I personally think they are. Do they take care of business in a tricky road environment? I absolutely think they do. Or is this one of those what the heck just happened afternoons? We've seen it before. So here's what I want from you today, Buckeye Nation. Are we walking out of Champaign, Illinois still perfect? How do you see this one playing out? Who are your players to click? And finally, score predictions. Phone lines are open, 567-483-1999. Now, we've also got to talk about something else near and dear to my heart, and that's the Illibuck. That's right, the turtle. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the winner of the Ohio State-Illinois game gets a wooden turtle trophy. A turtle. I absolutely think this is the stupidest trophy in all of college sports. I really do. And there are some stupid ones out there. So here's my question to you. Is the Illibuck the worst rivalry trophy in the Big Ten? Or is there something else worse? Maybe the old Oaken Bucket, the spittoon, the Land Grant Trophy. What is worse if it's not the Illibuck? And of course, it's a huge weekend across college football. We got Indiana, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Missouri, Georgia, Auburn. Guys, feel free to chime in on those topics as well. Who's getting upset? Who's getting exposed? Who's cementing themselves in the college football playoff conversation? Let's hear your thought. All right, the lines are open. 567 483 1999. Give me your takes, your score predictions, your Turtle Trophy opinions, your national game opinions. Let's talk Buckeyes. Let's talk Big Ten. Let's talk everything here. This is the OHIO podcast, game day call-in show. And we are going to start out. We've got 2 callers in queue. Guys, we are only going to 11:30 today so that Eric can get on here and get Corey and I set up on Patreon for our game day podcast. All right. And we are going to start out hot. We're going to start out with Dave in Tampa. Dave, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, Wildman?
Oh, hey, you know how it is.
Man, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready as well. I'm pumped. It looks like the crowd is pumped up. The chat is pumped up. So what are your thoughts today, man?
I'm not as worried about this game as I was earlier in the season, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
how about you?
You're talking about an Illinois team that's had some injury issues, that's had a massive beatdown versus Indiana. To me, I think Ohio State's coming in. They're starting to click on all cylinders. A lot of people are talking about our running game and how we don't have a true number one back. I do think we've got a true number one back. I just think we are pacing ourselves. We're dividing the workload because we can. We've got the most accurate quarterback in all of college football. Julian Sainz out there. And I don't know if people have seen what he is doing lately, but man, he is over 80% throwing the football. That is not something that's typically heard of.
No, it's insane.
He is just so accurate. Yes, we do have an injury. I guess Lorenzo Styles is going to be out for this game. Thank you, Jason. But I think we're okay there. I really do. If nothing else, they can always slide Caleb up into the slot and bring in Malik Hartford to get a few more reps. Well, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Because there's rumors that he's going to be transferring out.
It'll probably be Malik Hartford that comes in.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we see one of the other young corners step into that slot as, Hartford and CJ have both been on that red shirt path now. So don't know if we'll see those guys. But hey, I'm not real worried about it. I think we're going to be solid. I think defensively, Illinois has questions. That between the injuries and the questions, I think they've got some issues. So I'm not too worried about them defensively stopping us. I am a little concerned that their offense may put some points up on us, but not too concerned. I actually don't think they will. I'm still predicting this is a 3 field goal game for Illinois. So I think I've got 35-9 was what I finished out, if I remember correctly. So, I don't think they score a touchdown on us. I really feel like this Ohio State defense is absolutely the best defense in the nation. I think they go out there and prove it one more time.
Yeah, I would. I think we're going to score a little more points than that on the road. I think if you keep taking the training wheels off, they give him a little more every week.
They do.
I think. Now, honestly, I can't see Illinois scoring more than 3 field goals. Personally, I think they get shut out.
I would love to see it.
And I think they're going to.
But I think they're going to.
I think Brett Bielema is probably going to trick play us to death today, because I think it's the only thing he's got. Our defense is too good, and their offensive line is not very good. And Indiana feasted 5 sacks. Yeah, we'll probably match that at least with the animals that we have up front.
Oh, the Cadens have been brutal, man.
Arvell Reese is the werewolf of werewolves. He is King Werewolf, and he's gonna feast on Luke Altmaier all day. And I'm not worried about any receivers they have. I'm not worried about any running game they might have. Your offensive line is porous and banged up and or whatever. It's over. It's over. If you're losing in the trenches, it is over. And
Yeah.
with the amount of werewolves we have, it's no.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something.
Honestly, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, Dave. No, something else
I
has
think.
been an issue in the
Go
past.
ahead.
Something else has been an issue in the past with Ohio State at Illinois has been the weather. That is not going to be an issue today. 56 degrees right now and sunny in Champaign, Illinois. Game time temperature is supposed to be 68 and sunny. Wind gusts of only up to 5 miles an hour with a consistent wind of 3 miles an hour. That is not something we're used to seeing in Illinois. That's something that definitely favors the Buckeyes offense.
Yeah, and I think we're just too talented. I think we're too dialed in right now. This team is very dialed in. The coaches are dialed in. Everything's clicking on the same page, and I just don't see any hiccups coming down the road. There's too many. We got depth everywhere. Depth everywhere. There's multiple dudes that could. Alonzo, I hate that Alonzo's out because he has been on fire. He has been on fire the last 3 games. He's been on fire, and I hate that for him. He's out today. Today would have been he'd have had a huge day today. But I have complete confidence in whoever they're going to put in there to take his spot, because we've got guys that are wanting to get their shot. And exactly, it could be Aaron Scott, it could be Bryce West, it could be Devin Sanchez, it could be Malik Harper, it could be any of those guys, any of them. And I'm not worried about it. If somebody's not on today, somebody else will be. So that's what happens when you got that much depth. So yeah, I think it's going to probably be. Honestly, I'm really thinking it's going to be like 49-0. I honestly, at first I thought they'd maybe kick some field goals. If your offensive line is that bad, is what I've been led to believe.
Yeah,
I don't see how they get any. I don't see how they get any points.
yeah, it's going to be a tough go for them if that offensive line can't come out and produce.
I think they got to come out. I think if they're going to score 8 points at all, I don't care what it is. They're going to score 8 points at all. I think it has to be on their first drive. It has to be on their first drive. And I think if they don't get it, if they don't get something, then I honestly don't think they score.
And I can see that argument. I really can. Because if you look, the Buckeyes have been susceptible in their first drive a couple of times this year. It almost reminded me of last week, almost reminded me a little bit of last season, where on Jim Knowles' defense, they would come out and they would drive the field on the first drive. The only difference is we held them to 3. Because it seemed like every year, or every game last year, we would give up a touchdown on that first drive. We aren't seeing that. We're seeing that bend but don't break style of Matt Patricia, where he's letting him move a little. It seemed to be letting him move a little on first down, but then locking him down in the red zone. And hey, there's a good reason for that. Ohio State's the best red zone defense in the country. I mean, without a doubt. I don't think there's anybody close. So.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Illinois is just too banged up. I think for them to really put up much of a good fight. They were healthy. Yeah, I think it'd be probably pretty close. I think if they were healthy, I think it'd probably be. I don't know. Maybe you could be. I've heard a lot of people think they put up 17 points. I don't see them getting anywhere near that. I think that's
okay.
I think living in fantasy land, I think that's going to happen.
I'm going to drop this on you real quick, Dave, because we've been talking about the guys up front a bit. This just out 16 minutes ago. The injury report for the Ohio State Buckeyes looks like not only is Lorenzo Styles Jr. out due to an disclosed injury. But it also appears that Edric Houston is going to be out this game. However, Kenyatta Jackson is going to be back. And I'm seeing this live. The full list of people who are out for today is Styles, Houston, tight end Matt LeBlanc, fourth string quarterback Mason. That can't be right. Is it? Yes, it is. Yeah, fourth string quarterback Mason Meigs is out, as well as DT Eric Mensa, Bryson Rogers, Anthony Rogers, Maxwell. A lot of guys who are not really in the three deep. The two big ones, obviously, Styles and Houston. But I think those are injuries that we can overcome. You know, Tywan Malone's been playing like a beast when he's getting his time in there. So I feel like he's okay to slide in there for Houston. We can always slide one of these guys like Bo down into the inside if we need to, into that three technique. So there's a lot of options there. But that's the updated injury list.
Yeah, actually, we'll probably be better off without Houston in there because he seems to always have a untimely penalty in a game, and I think we'll actually probably be a little better without him because his penalties always seem to extend the team's drive. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. We'll miss those guys, but you know, I think the biggest one on there is Lorenzo. He's just been playing lights out. Just like everybody else on that defense, but I see his number a lot. This could be a day where you see Atkins could possibly have a huge day.
Yeah, I can see both.
Atkins is a guy. He's a guy. Actually, I don't think people realize that really makes a lot of stuff happen because the push that he gets on his guy, he is blowing people off the ball, and he is making the quarterback move in the pocket, and they're moving right into, you know, Caden Curry or K-Mac or Arvell Reese. You know, he is right there making a push and making his quarterbacks move, and they're moving right into another Buckeye. I mean, he's within a fingernail of getting some tack, getting more. I think he is probably going to be absolutely huge today.
Yeah.
Caden Curry's good. All those guys are going to feast like they always do. They're just getting better every week. That's what's. If I know that I got Buckeyes on my list, I'm really worried about that defensive front, man, because they're feasting. They play well together as a unit. They play extremely well together as a unit. I mean, it's been a master class watching those guys up front. They're so good.
Yeah, and
I like to see us. I like to see us get some. I'd like to see us get some picks, but I think a lot of the smart quarterbacks. I'm not going to throw that ball up and get picked off. I'd rather just go ahead and take the sack. You know, and Luke Altmaier he's going to be good with the ball. He's going to be smart with the ball. He's not going to take any risks. He's a senior. He's a really good quarterback. I think whoever takes him in the NFL draft's going to get. They're going to get a dude. I think who'll probably walk in day one and be that franchise quarterback. He's got the size. He's seen everything. He's been coached under a very good coach, and I think Luke Altmaier would go pretty high in the draft. But
and you talk about Luke Altmaier.
Yeah,
He's a guy
I don't think it's close today, brother.
He's completing 73% of his passes, just over 73%. 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. But as you said, he's a guy who's prone to the sack. He's been sacked 19 times. He has thrown 12 touchdowns, been sacked 19 times.
That's not good.
So,
well, you're facing the number one defense in the country. That's really bad.
Yeah. So I don't know that he's going to throw a pick today. But if he does, I look at it and I think to myself, this seems like the kind of game where it's a pick that's something gets tipped up at the line. Maybe Bo or Taiwan get those big hands up there, tip it at the line, and it goes to a linebacker or to a defensive end or something like that. Some kind of crazy thing like that, which kind of leads us into Andre's question, which is today the day the Buckeyes get a defensive score? I think it is. I do think it is. My pick for this was I talked about this earlier this week. I think Sonny Styles, maybe. Sonny Styles. I could also see maybe, believe it or not, Caden Curry's been on fire. And is this the day that he has one of those JT Tuimaluau type of games where he comes out and gets a pick six and just wreaks havoc at every turn? I mean, it could be. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I think this could be a pick six or a scoop and score type of day. Yeah,
I agree. All right, Dave. Hey, we've been on for 15. Brother. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Got to slide out the next caller.
All right, brother.
Thanks so much for the call, OH.
All right. I-O.
Go Bucks. Okay, guys, I've got one caller in queue, and that's it. About to bring them up. Guys, the phone lines are open, 567-483-1999. Technical difficulties, there are none today. So, guys, let's get the calls in there today. I will try to keep calls to 10 minutes, unless I have nobody in queue, in which case I'll let you go as long as we're going. But, hey, we've only got about an hour left on today's game day call-in show, so make sure you call in. Okay, let's see. When is Big Noon going to send Pizza Face, Patton? Lance, I wish I had a good a good answer to you for that, but I don't. I just don't. He's useless. He is unwatchable. I think that's a great term. He is awful. He just needs to go. Proud ankle. Yes, today is the day. Tyler says it could be Caleb. Let's see. Can we click on there? There we go. Tyler liking Caleb's chances. Vengeance in the house. What's going on, guys? All right. We're going to our next caller. We got one more in queue after that.
Good morning, Chris.
Tyler, what's up, homie? What's up?
I'm great. How are you feeling?
I'm recovering, staying hydrated, trying to, have to take a quick breathing treatment between the two shows and see how things go from there. But I'm doing much better than I was.
You sound better too.
I do feel quite a bit better, yeah. So what's on your mind today, Tyler?
So, I gotta be honest, Chris. This was the game that we all predicted was the game that we had to circle. Now looking at now that we've gotten to this point, Chris,
makes you wonder a little, doesn't it?
I honestly think that Illinois doesn't stand a chance against us at all. I think that this is a horrible matchup for them. They haven't seen the talent that we have. Because there's one thing that you can watch Jeremiah Smith on tape. There's another thing that you can see him up close and personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing Caleb Downs up close and personal.
And, we got those guys, but we have a bunch of other guys who are very, very talented guys in their own right. And, I look at their roster and, Caleb Patterson, Torrey Cox, they're solid corners. I don't know that I would consider either of them an elite corner. And you've got to try to cover a couple of elite receivers out there. And if your defensive line, which their defensive line is pretty good. Their defensive line is a very experienced, very, they were transfers, all of them. But they're a very experienced group. So their defensive line can at times wreak havoc. But I also don't think they've played an offensive line like they're going to see at Ohio State either.
Exactly. So here's the other thing that the beat media, I've noticed this, Chris. Every game, the beat media hypes up the opponent. Why? I have no idea.
Because they're all hoping this is the week the Buckeyes go down. Because the beat media, a lot of which have paychecks coming from the ESPN, which is, of course, as we all know, ESCCPN. You know, a lot of these guys, you know, if you talk about your ABC network guys, if you talk about your ESPN network guys, they want this to be the week Ohio State goes down, because right now the SEC is sucking hind wind. They don't have a top 3 team right now. Because right now the top 3 teams in the country are Oregon, Ohio State, and Miami.
I was referring to the Ohio State media too, Chris.
Well, you know, I think that could be part reverse hype. Are they trying to build up the opponent? Because, and let's face it, and this is something I touched on last night towards the end before I stepped off the live view we did last night with Eric on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at this, a lot of people have criticized Ohio State because they haven't played anybody. It kind of feels like after, you know, what we've seen with Texas, you know, and I did not see, I need to check that right now. But, you know, Washington came back last night, so they actually kind of saved some face. But we saw a Rutgers team that kind of was in the first half doing what they wanted to at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think it gives credence to the argument that maybe Ohio State's schedule hasn't been as great as what we all thought it was coming in. I still think they played the teams that were in front of them, and that's what you got to do.
Exactly.
I have a hard time criticizing the schedule when these schedules are done so far in advance. You don't know what these teams are going to look like a year or two from now. Something major could happen, a massive exodus to the portal, what have you. You know, you don't know. But they played the schedule in front of them. They've done what they're supposed to do. And I think a lot of people don't look at it that way. I would argue that maybe what the OSU media is trying to do is hype up the opponents to make it look better. But I'm not about doing that either. I'm here to tell you right now, if you look at a schedule, any team in the country's schedule right now, I can sit there and argue with you that they played nobody.
That's fair. But
I mean, Miami, maybe. Miami, you might have the best argument with having a strong schedule. They played 3 consecutive weeks against ranked opponents.
You can say that.
But the rankings are crap, because most of this crap,
Exactly.
especially the SEC stuff, is based on preseason rankings. And preseason rankings are trash.
Exactly. And here's my other thing, Chris, is all these teams that Ohio State beats up, it's not Ohio State's fault. We just are one of those teams, like Bama was, that will find whatever weakness you have and exploit it and make you look like garbage afterwards.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. We are one of those teams that are built to find any flaw in any team.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's like this. Ultimately, what it comes down to, Tyler, is this. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
They hate Ohio State because they hate seeing Ohio State succeed. Their programs aren't succeeding, so they are hating on Ohio State.
I'm specifically referencing one team in particular, Chris.
Oh yeah, you mean the team who's likes to call our schedule cupcakes, but lost to the only ranked opponent they faced all year?
and who's going to lose tonight against USC. And then what are they going to say after that, Chris? They're going to say, "Oh, USC is better than Ohio State because they beat Michigan."
That's like I saw one of these jackwads on a Michigan Post the other day. I actually came onto an Ohio State message board and posted, if Ohio State doesn't beat Illinois by the same spread as Indiana, then Indiana is better than Ohio State. And I thought to myself, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. First of all, let's look at this seriously. Two different venues. You're talking about playing at Indiana and playing at Ohio State, playing at Illinois. So for this to hold true, first of all, which it's not going to hold true no matter what, because they're two different teams. They're playing two different philosophies. Exactly. But for that to hold true, for this to be an apples to apples comparison, it would have to be Illinois coming into Ohio Stadium. It's not. It's Ohio State going to Illinois. And they're going to whoop their butts at their home. But that's something lost on the Michigan morons.
But then they're going to be like, "Oh, here's another thing I've noticed too, Chris. I don't know if you've noticed this. Whenever we beat up on a team, it's all the team looks like garbage. We already expected that. But then when the team beats Ohio State, everyone jumps for joy. Everyone thinks that they're the greatest team on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's complete hypocrisy. I don't understand that logic.
Here's the thing. I've chosen at this point to tune out the national media. The media is a joke. It really is. The media is just a joke. It became more of a joke when they actually put Dave Portnoy on TV, but it's been a joke for 20 years. There has been this SEC bias for 20 years. And the SEC is struggling right now with the concept that they haven't had a team even play for the national championship the last two seasons. So now they're losing their mind, and their fan bases are losing their mind. Their reporters are losing their minds, and everything's got to be, the Big Ten's weak. Look at all the ranked teams in the SEC. Well, yeah, because we inflate the rankings at the beginning of the year. Thank you, ESPN. Nobody gives a crap. That's why I say rankings shouldn't even start until week 8. Let's see what plays out on the field till week 8. Then start ranking teams.
In all honesty, Chris, they should start when the first college football playoff rankings start.
Yeah.
Because what's that old saying, Chris? November is for contenders.
That's right.
Pretenders.
That's right. October's for pretenders. November's for contenders.
November yet. We haven't even reached November yet, Chris. We're in the middle of October.
Well, you talk about that, and there's a lot of football left to be played. And I'm telling you right now, I'm still looking at a team in, you want to talk about, let's just talk about the Big Ten for a minute, because I think Ohio State is hands down the best team in the Big Ten. I do think that
Absolutely.
right there behind them, you have to legitimately look at Oregon right now.
That's fair.
But for those people who are telling me that the Scum Loserines are going to get there this year, I'm telling you right now, I see 3 more losses on their schedule right now. At least 3. As I look at this team's probably going to lose tonight at USC.
Absolutely.
This team loses the last game of the season to Ohio State, whether they want to face it or not. It's happening.
Exactly. And Chris, as soon as that happens, oh, there it's going to be I'm not going to use it's going to be, they're going to lose their minds. Let's just say that. They're going to lose their minds, and they're going to go and cry. They're going to go and witness protection. They're going to hate.
I don't care where they go as long as they shut the hell up, Tyler.
Exactly.
I've had to listen to their BS for 3 years, 4 years, 4 years, 3 of them they cheated through. But I've had to listen to this BS for 4 years. I'm done. I'm over their crybaby bull.
And then here's the other thing, Chris. I was watching Game Day earlier today, and they're at Oregon, right? So Reese Davis, they had they asked who is the best team in college football. That was one question they asked, and then Reese Davis trolled Oregon fans and said, "Oh, it's the team that played Oregon in the Rose Bowl and beat them 34-0 in the first half." Oh, Oregon fans, and they were not happy when they heard that at all.
Well, it's hard to say that he's wrong, though.
He's not. He's not wrong.
But yeah, that Michigan team, they think they're so good. They think Underwood is so elite. He's a joke. He's not even completing 65% of his passes. They're going to lose to Ohio State.
He's 60% of his passes, Chris. He's below 60%.
Yeah.
He's in the 50s.
He's not beating Ohio State. He's not beating USC tonight. And my guess is either Michigan State or Washington is going to take them down. I think one of those two teams actually take them down as well. I see 3 more losses on this schedule for this team. This is going to be a team that is, at best 8-4. It could even be worse than that. And for those of you who think I'm full of crap, I'm also the guy that predicted Penn State to take 3 losses this year at the beginning of the season. Remember that. So
they could lose today against Northwestern.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I didn't pick the right 3 because I did not pick UCLA. Nobody in their right mind would have. But yeah.
Now, since I just brought that up, Chris, if they lose to Northwestern, Chris, today, oh boy.
Here's the thing. If they do that, given the nature of the college portal, or the college transfer portal now, and where it is, how soon do they have to make a move off of James Franklin? Because they now have to have a new coach in place by the time this portal season opens, which is during the playoffs, which is absolutely insane to me. And people say they're not going to move off of James Franklin because of the buyout. I'm telling you, if he loses to Northwestern, he may take himself out of the picture. He may just quit.
Because remember his press conference this week, he literally was like, he
was a mess.
He was playing this week.
This is what I see happening this week versus Northwestern. It's at Happy Valley, so one of two things happens.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State either blows them out by 50, or Penn State loses and their fan base goes nuts. There's no other way this game can happen. One of those two things is going to occur.
And if you look at the rest of the schedule, Chris, this week, Wisconsin plays Iowa. So they're going to be beat up when they play us next week.
Yeah. But let's talk about Penn State for one more thing about Penn State real quick. You wanted to talk about looking at upcoming schedules. They've got what should be a win versus Northwestern. The next 3 weeks they play at Iowa, at Ohio State, versus Indiana. They conceivably
losing all 3 of those games.
They conceivably could lose all 3 of those games. This is a Penn State team that could they were talking about national championship. It's a Penn State team that could be fighting for bowl eligibility the last 3 games of the season.
If they lose today, Chris, and they lose all 3 other games in a row,
they are 3-2 right now. They would be 3-3 if they were to lose today. I don't think they lose today. I think this is the day they go.
I don't think they're going to lose today.
I think this is the day they put up 50 points and they make it up. But if they don't, if the unthinkable would happen,
lose to UCLA too.
Correct. If the unthinkable would happen and Northwestern would come in there and shock the world, they'd be 3-3.
So I can't trust Penn State.
No. They'd be 3-3 with, I think, losses in the next 3 games. And then they would have to win out against Michigan State, Nebraska, and at Rutgers to make a bowl game. My gosh, today's game is so critical for Penn State. Today's game is Penn State's season. Their season dies, I think, if they don't win today.
I can't believe we've gotten to this point, Chris. This is do or die for Penn State, man.
6 games in
today.
6 games in. That's the crazy part. All right, Tyler, we got to move on, man. We've hit almost 20 minutes, but let's get your predictions on today's game. So, give me a score, give me a pick to click player, and any other thoughts you got on the game.
Score prediction, I see 45-3, Chris. I don't see them competing whatsoever.
Okay.
I offensive picks. I don't see them cover Jeremiah Smith, Chris.
It's a scary prospect.
But then, even if they cover Jeremiah Smith, we still got Brandon Innes. We still got Max Clare, who they know very well too, by the way. Carnell Tate, all them. So it's like, pick your boys in.
Don't forget, we got 3 pretty decent running backs there as well. Not only who can run the ball, but who can catch the ball.
You're absolutely right.
These are bona fide weapons. We've got a defense that could, at any point, just absolutely jack you up. I mean, it's going to be a great game.
And I do see Caleb getting a couple interceptions today, Chris.
Okay. All right. I like it. So here we go. Last question, and I'm going to have to let you go and move on. The Yellow Buck. Is it the worst rivalry trophy in the Big Ten?
Yes, it is. I honestly forgotten about it, Chris.
The stupid wooden turtle. Well, it's been so long since we've played. But it's a stupid wooden turtle. Come on.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with
why isn't this a trophy against Maryland? At least then it makes sense.
Exactly. It would make sense if it was against Maryland, but against Illinois, here's my biggest problem with the Illabuck. One, you've had a live turtle, first of all, who died 2 years into actually this rivalry, quote unquote, this rivalry existed. But then here's the other thing too, Illinois, you are far and away not even in the same ballpark as Ohio State as a program. Not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Tyler. Hey, buddy, I got to move on, man. I got another caller in queue, and we've been going for about 20 minutes. So I will talk to you later, man.
Okay.
Enjoy today's game. Go Bucks. Io.
Go Bucks.
All right. Looks like we've got Jeff in queue next. And hey, guys, the lines will be open after that. 567-483-1999. Again, 567-483-1999. 99. Jeff, how's it going, my brother?
Hello, my brother. Hey, I had to get in here and run my mouth a little bit.
All right.
Sitting here in the mountains of Virginia with my beautiful wife over here who could really care less about the game, but yeah, who could really care less. But anyway, I wanted to get in here, man, and got a few comments. Love listening to you guys. Love the Buckeyes, obviously. I really am confident, brother. I really believe they're going to be undefeated going into the Michigan game. I really think they're that strong, and I think they can do it again. I think they can go back to back. Well, I mean, what do you think?
I really do. I think that this is the deepest team in all college sports. I think this is the most talented team in college football. We have a quarterback who is playing at an elite level right now. He is completing 80.2% of his passes. That is, that's just not something that's normal. You don't normally see a quarterback out here completing 80% of his passes. 13 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. The kid is playing very, very solid. He has a QB rating of 197. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So he's thrown at 82%.
80.2%. He is the most accurate quarterback in college football right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah. He has a couple of great running backs behind him. We have, after today's game, we're going to have 3 running backs all over 200 yards, one over probably 400 yards. Very, very balanced. We got CJ Donaldson, 4 touchdowns on the year. He's our bulldozer at the goal line. We haven't really seen a lot of Isaiah West, who's also looks very, very good when he's had limited opportunity. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's got a touchdown.
Wow.
I mean, we've got an experienced backup quarterback. We have a best wide receiving room in the country, best tight end room in the country. I mean, right now, we do not have what I would call a serious weakness on this team. Oh, yeah, we have the best defense in the country by far. As far as scoring defense goes, best third down defense. To me, I'm with you. I think this is a team that has repeat written all over it. Now, I think today is going to tell us a lot. Today is the first time we're going to face, I think, a potentially high-powered offense. We thought we were going to face that in Texas. We did not. Washington's offense, pretty decent, but we held them down. But we saw last night they are a defense that can bounce back. An offense that can bounce back, rather, because you look at what they did. Washington did not play well against Rutgers the first half last night. This was a Rutgers team that was doing what they wanted in the first half, but come the second half, it was Washington. They took the game, took that game over. So I mean, we played a pretty decent one in Washington. I want to see how we do at Illinois today. Those will be 2 pretty good offenses we played on the road. And if the defense holds up the way it did in Washington, I'm with you, Jeff. I'm willing to anoint these guys at this point. These guys are that good.
Yeah, I hear you. I think you kind of answered my question. My other question I was going to say, do you think that we have any weaknesses at all that we should think about going into the rest of the season?
I do.
You kind of hit on.
I mean, we got to get consistency in the run game. We've got a lot of guys doing good things, but we need consistency. I think we're going to have to lean on one of these guys, and we got to decide who it's going to be. But until we have to, I think Ryan Day continues to do the 3-back rotation that keeps these guys fresh for the long run, and that's the thing. The deepness is so important now because of the fact that you're playing a 16 to 17 game season. Having that depth is so important, and him keeping these guys fresh is so important, and he's done a great job of that so far this year. The other thing I'd like to see, I'd like to see us getting to the quarterback a little bit more. I mean, if you look at it this season, we've only got 14 sacks on the season, and we're going into our 6th game. Now, that's halfway through the season. This was a defense that I predicted to be between 50 and 60 sacks on the season, and I feel like we're not to where we need to be there. Although we've picked up a little. Business has picked up a little the last couple of weeks. The other thing is turnovers. We are not a team that right now is creating a lot of turnovers. We have a total of, I believe, 5 turnovers all season. Is it 5? I believe. Yeah. Let's see. 2. Yeah, 2. We have two interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries on the season. It's not good enough, man. We got, as good as our defense is, we've still got to start creating some turnovers, because there's going to come a game where we're going to face an Alabama, we're going to face a Georgia, we're going to face a Miami, where we're going to need that turnover. So to me, I just feel like those are a couple spots, and of course special teams. I still worry about the game being on the line and us having to kick a long field goal. If we ever need a 50-yard plus field goal, I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you about. Do you have the confidence in the kicking game to where if we had a game with, I don't know, whoever, Miami or Georgia or whoever, do you have the confidence to where if we had to make a couple of long field goals to hold the game or win it, do you have the confidence we could do that with what we got?
No, I don't. I feel inside of 40 yards, I feel pretty confident with Jaden Fielding. I think anything 40 yards or more, we need to try out Jackson Corville just to see what he can do. Because the one thing we've seen the last few seasons with Fielding is he is reliably unreliable from a distance of 40 or more. Mm-hmm. So that to me is that to me is our big question mark. And in his career, now understand when he first started as a freshman, Corville went 0 for 4 from 40 yards. He only hit 72% of his field goals. Mm-hmm. But after the following year, last season in 2024, he hit 11 of 13 field goals, including 2 of 2 from over 50 yards. I feel like there's an opportunity there to maybe take advantage of that big leg on the longer kicks. I think it's something we've got to consider. Right. So, I mean,
right. And that's, that's an important thing. I'm sure people that know the game know that, but that's an important game. If you go, important thing, if you go into an important game and, you're getting stopped or whatever, and you need those field goals, you got to be able to hit those field goals. That's, you're going to need that, right?
Absolutely. You're going to need that. So, if it's me, that's just something I'm considering. Let's see if the kid has the boot, and can do it on those 50 plus yarders. And hey, maybe we just bring him in as a specialty guy. Maybe, 40 plus yards, 40 yards or less, we're going to send Fielding out there. 40 yards or more, we're going to send this kid out there just to see what happens. If it's in the best interest of the team, the kickers are going to have to deal with it,
Right. Well, hey, let me ask you this. I went online the other day, and I haven't been following the stuff every day, but is there an injury right now on the defensive line?
Yes. Edric Houston's going to be out today. Edric Houston's out today, as is Lorenzo Styles Jr. Both injuries were listed as undisclaimed injuries today, so they didn't say specifically what had them out, but both are out today. Good news, Kenyatta Jackson Jr. will be back today. So that's good news for the Buckeyes. And again, I think we're deep enough along that offensive front that, we are going to be okay. with Edric being out. I think we're good, deep enough in that backfield that we can afford Sonny to set a game if he needs to. Maybe it's Devin, Devin Sanchez, maybe it's Bryce West gets some time in there. Who knows? Maybe they slide Downs up into the slot some, bring in Hartford or Fahim Delane, let them get some time. So
Right.
I think this is a good this is an opportunity injury. It's an opportunity to play some other guys. And you never want to see anybody hurt. But if it takes a week for Lorenzo to get healthy and be able to come back in next week and perform at his peak, let him sit. Take this as an opportunity. Same thing with Edric, maybe you slide Taiwan Malone in there, have him starting. Maybe you get Jaquez Carter, who got a little bit of time last week, get him some more snaps with him down. Will Smith Jr. along that defensive line. Maybe we get him some more snaps. There's other guys. Maybe we slide Thor Atkinson. There we go, Bo Atkinson. Maybe we slide him down into the 3 technique a little bit, and let him get some time in there. This team is deep. There's a lot to do. A lot to do. They can play around with this a lot, and we have a mad scientist as our defensive coordinator who's going to know just what to do with it. So I'm not sweating that at all.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. I don't know what the line is on the game, but do you see us lighting it up today?
The line is Ohio State given 14.5. I did take that, as a matter of fact. I actually laid the 14.5 points. I think Ohio State definitely covers this one. So I am not too worried about that at all. I think that Ohio State probably, I've got them, I think I had them 35-3 was my early week pick, if I remember correctly. But you know what? I'm not so sure that I'm not underestimating their offense a little. As some of the callers have said today, they've been taking the joy and saying training wheels off a little bit more each week. Maybe this is the week that he loses them and gets a few more big plays in that playbook. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got, brother. I'll let somebody else get in here.
All right. Sounds good. Well, hey, Jeff, enjoy the game today. We will talk to you later. You have a great day. OH.
IO. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Go Bucks. All right, guys. That was Jeff. Hey, I got lines open right now. 567-483-1999. 567-483-1999. I'm going to take one more caller, maybe 2 at most, because I do want to give you my Wildman's weekend locks. My picks to click as far as the wagering end of college football goes. This weekend, I've got some juicy tidbits on some big games I'm going to throw at you. Want to make sure I get those out to you before the 12 o'clock hour. We're going to cut out of here about 11:30 today to make sure that Eric is able to get in, set up the Patreon for our big game watch party this afternoon. Myself and Dr. Corey, we are going to be doing the game watch over on Patreon this afternoon. Can't wait. I'm telling you, it's just so much fun. This may be a good call to wrap it up on today. We've got Caden in queue, so we're going to hop right on over there. Caden, how you doing, bud? I'm going to preface it with this. We're not allowed to stress me out today. I'm one day out of the hospital. I'm not going to get stressed out today. Go for it.
I was just going to say, good morning, Chris, coming to you live from somewhere in Marysville on the top of a Case International 7010 Combine.
You know, I do have to say this, Caden. I'm giving you a lot of credit because let me tell you, the farming industry is the backbone of this nation. And I think a lot of people that do farming, that do the harvesting, that do the work out in the field, they do not get the credit. So let me just give you a tip of the hat for what you do there, because that is a very, very important industry.
Yeah, well, I've heard that about a dozen times, Chris, and it's nothing new to me. I've been doing this since I was 12, 13 years old, and it's nothing new to me.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you get the appreciation you deserve.
I really don't get any appreciation, but it's all right. I don't mind.
All right. So, what are we thinking about? First of all, what do you think about the Illibuck Trophy? Is it the stupidest trophy in all of college sports?
Do I think it is, Chris? You should know my answer.
I figure you probably do. A stupid wooden turtle, you know?
No, it's a piece of.
There you go. But what are you predicting for today's game? I'm excited to know because I heard you were predicting some massive defense for this game.
Well, you should have heard what I said Monday night, Chris. But if you didn't catch me Monday night,
yeah, I was. I've been down for about a week.
Going on. That's what I was saying. Is that you probably didn't hear me Monday night talking about how bad this defense is going to beat the living out of Illinois.
Well, let me have it, man.
We're beating Illinois. We're beating Illinois 49-3. And by the way, Chris, you need to catch me on Monday nights because you're missing out on my 2 cents being shared. Because apparently, Eric is the only one that actually likes me when I share my 2 cents uncensored.
Well, I don't mind you sharing your 2 cents. I just don't like it when you attack friends of the program. That's all.
Attack. Really, you have to use the word attack.
The way you go after our buddy Kennedy's pretty harsh, dude.
You know what, Chris? You need to get to know me like Eric. That's what you need to start doing. And maybe you need to talk to Eric and maybe get to know me a little bit better before you start judging me just because I attacked your best friend. Let me just say this. I am not attacking your friend. I am sending a message to your friend saying to tell his fan base to keep their mouth shut, for one. Number 2, they keep running their mouths about how, they're going to come back, beat us in the playoffs, and blah, 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 blah.
But that's what sports fans do, man.
No. Hold on, Chris. Hold on. You know what? Let them keep running their mouths. Because in the end of the day, Notre Dame is just another team that's just a weak competition in this program. And I'm going to say this. Ohio State needs more tough competition. Please, someone give us Texas Tech, Iowa State, BYU. I don't care who you send. Hell, we get Alabama in 2 years. We all know that game's not going to end well for the Crimson Tide and Ty Simpson. I already told Jackson Johnson this Thursday night. And I said that Alabama team is not ready to play this Ohio State defense. This is the number 1 team in the country, number 1 defense in the country, and it's an unstoppable unit. You know why they call it the Diesel Freak defense? Because they're playing out of their minds, and they're playing like a bunch of animals. And they're not showing any mercy to these opponents. Illinois is just another one on the list. And I said it before, Monday night, 49-3. Ohio State wins that game, but if they do it again, but if they do, beat them 72-6. And I don't give a if they send all the players of Illinois and the coaching staff to the hospital. I'd rather see all of them in the hospital courtesy of that Ohio State defense. You hear me loud and clear?
Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Is that all you needed to hear from me, or you have any questions?
You're welcome to expand if you like. It's completely up to you.
First of all, Chris. Let me just say this personally. Maybe you should let me say what I want to say because there's a lot more that I have to say on this dang network that a lot of people don't like to hear, but it's the truth. See, I'm the only guy with a set to actually say it on live TV, and I've said it on live TV, and nobody's ever given me crap for it. Oh, they you know how many times on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? Oh, by the way, Caden the Diesel Freak on Instagram and Twitter and on Facebook. How many people on Twitter complain to me, whine, and say I'm the worst Ohio State fan on the planet? Blah 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 blah. Notre Dame fans are calling me out for my stupid comments online. And I said, you know what? Here's the difference. If you can't beat Ohio State, you can't run with the big dogs, you can't hang with the big dogs, then get lost. Because I tell you that, Ohio State's that big dog in the conference. And because our conference is the weakest of the weak, besides the ACC and the SEC. And let's be completely honest, Chris, you know that. But yet you don't want to admit it. And I'm the only one on this network that's admitting it. And I heard Tyler, your buddy Tyler, Thursday night, and I'm going to say this to Tyler, a little hair of advice. I would not want to be concerned about Ohio State's defense. I would be concerned about our opponents, because our opponents are going to be the ones that are going to get their kicked and get sent to the hospital with a whole lot of surgical bills required. Because I'll tell you that. That's the bottom line of this defense, is that they hurt, they punish, and they will beat you. That's all this defense is doing. I've said it before, and I said it again about this defense. Every single month.
Okay.
I said it in January. I said it in February. I said it till now. This defense is going to be dangerous. This defense is going to be tough, and this defense is going to be physical. This is like the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis, the dream team of the Baltimore Ravens fans. Ray Lewis, James Harrison, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Brian Dawkins. You name all the guys that are the baddest of the bunch on the same singular team. That's our defense this year. Hear me clear? Or do I need to explain it enough?
Okay. Now, I'm going to push back a little here, because you said that I have not criticized the Big Ten Conference as weak. Clearly, you were not on our Patreon show last night, where I actually inquired, is Ohio State's schedule as soft as they have talked? I even talked about that a little bit.
Your Patreon, unfortunately, Patreon is not a platform I don't get on very much, and the subscription costs $5 a month. Yeah, right. I'm not paying that damn fine.
And then secondly, I had also mentioned that earlier today here on this. Secondly, I do criticize the SEC as an overranked conference, because they are. But I'm going to say this: every conference outside of their top 3 teams is the same. Every year you've got a top 3 teams, you've got a group of mid teams, and then you got the back end of the conference, which is absolute trash. And I think that holds true to every single conference in college football.
No, it's particularly the Big Ten. It's particularly the Big Ten and the SEC that's garbage. Because apparently all this is running their mouth, and LSU fans are starting to celebrate like Jamarcus Russell's younger brother came back to LSU. Well, we'll see if once they play Ohio State, because that's the ultimate test in this league and in this conference. You have to play the best of the best to say that you are the best. But until you beat Ohio State, and until you beat us on the grandest stage in the mall, I don't want to hear from anybody. That's the bottom line of this Ohio State team.
The second thing is, fans are going to talk, dude. That's what they do. Fans from Michigan are going to talk trash to Ohio State. Ohio State fans are going to talk trash to Michigan. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Let them talk. Let them talk their trash.
Because in the end of the day, I'll say this, in the end of the day, they're paying the damn price. And that's getting their kicked 60 minutes with no excuses.
And again, that's what I've said that all along. Let them talk. Let everybody talk. It's entertainment to me when these people are talking. It is entertainment to me, because they get out there and they say something completely stupid.
Here's the thing, Chris. I find they're talking stupid, because what they do is they run their mouth and then they end up getting their kicked. And by the way, if you don't know what means, you either are an idiot or you just don't understand foul language. That has to be censored, because I apparently criticize this. Chris and Eric have the Sesame Street rule where I can't swear.
We have a family-friendly show, is what we have.
Well, it's basically the Sesame Street rule, as me and my buddies from back home say. And actually, three of them live down the road from here.
Okay, well, as I said,
which I find this rule to be stupid, but that's just my opinion, because I like to say what's on my mind, and I like to blow smoke, because I'm the rawest, meanest Buckeye on this planet walking.
Okay. All right. Well, Caden, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up because going.
I don't got anything else to say, Chris. You know what? I don't got anything else to say about it because this is just another way, another victim that falls to Ohio State. And Notre Dame fans, Stone fans, Alabama fans, you're writing checks with your mouth that you can't cash. And understand this. Come in the end, you're paying the damn price. And you know it's not going to end well for you punks. And that's all I got to say about that, Chris. Anything else you got for me, or am I just wasting my time?
I think you're good, Caden. Have a great weekend. OH.
Michigan.
All right. That was Caden who, you know, we're gonna have to get away from the upset and the promos. I started out the whole thing by saying we're gonna keep this calm today. Wildman's trying to save his voice and not yell too much. Trying to get excited for keep it for the game watch this afternoon. Yeah, Craig, I'm not so sure. You may not be wrong, my dude. You know that's he's an intense guy. He's an intense guy, and yeah, I agree, Eric. If he doesn't like the rules, he can go kick rocks. There's plenty of other podcasts. Oh, wait. He's been banned from them. We're trying to give you a voice, Caden, but if you can't be a grown-up, I'm afraid that's not going to be able to last for you. All right, guys, I want to hit you with my Wildman picks to click so that, hey, you know where to put your money this weekend, man. So here we go. Wildman's picks to click for this weekend. Are you ready? I'm going to start out in Eugene, Oregon, where the Ducks are 7.5-point favorites over Indiana. I like this one. I think Indiana is a very good team. However, Oregon is very tough at home. I'm going to go ahead and take the Ducks, lay the 7.5. I'm going to take Oklahoma. Now, this is one we talked about last night, and we were hesitant. I'm going to take Oklahoma to beat the Longhorns today, as reports are surfacing that John Mateer will be playing for the Sooners today. If Mateer's back again, I think that this one, which I think was only a 1.5-point spread, I think I got to go with Oklahoma on that one now. Georgia at Auburn. Georgia at Auburn. I'm going to play the under on this one. It's 46.5. I don't see this being a high-scoring game, so I'm going to take the under on that one. Also, I'm going to do the same thing with Alabama, Missouri. I've gone back and forth on this. I think this could be a pick'em type game. I really do. We're going to find out if Missouri's for real or not, but what I do think is for real are these defenses. 51.5 is the over-under. I'm taking the under. Finally, taking the Buckeyes, guys. I'm laying that 14.5. I think we just go into Illinois and we smoke these guys today. We're going to do it. There's no weather to be a factor today. I really feel like today is the day that Ohio State goes out. Big statement win against number 17 in their house. So those are my Buckeye picks to click for the day. We're going to go ahead and, guys, we're going to call this one a show here. Eric is in the house here to go ahead and get us set up. There was no more calls in queue. So we're going to go ahead and just cut it off here. Let me take a breathing treatment to save my voice. I will see you all on Patreon here, beginning just before 12 o'clock for the big kickoff show, or for the big game watch show, rather, I should say. Guys, go on over to our Patreon. It's only $5 to get that membership so you can watch that game with us. Whoop, here we go. Eric says, don't forget, everyone, show up to the Patreon live watch 5 minutes early. Put in your score predictions in the chat before the game kicks off. And if you win a gift card and a mug. That is a awesome, awesome prize. We will get out to you if you pick that score in our Patreon game watch party. So, guys, for today, that's going to wrap it up for the Wildman. As always, good day. God bless. Go Bucks.